Thank you, Michael. First, I want to thank the Saudi-U.S. Trade Group and the US-Saudi Arabian Business Council for the opportunity to speak to such an august group and to join a meeting that includes so many high-ranking U.S. and Saudi officials and so many global leaders. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Chevron Phillips Chemicals and our partnerships in Saudi Arabia. Chevron Phillips isn't quite as well known as some of the companies that are represented on this panel, but our parents are very well known. We were formed in 2000 when Chevron and then Phillips, now ConocoPhillips, combined their chemicals interests. So we're owned 50-50 by these two large companies, and we are one of the world's leading producers of olefins and polyolefins, and a leading supplier of aromatics, alpha olefins, styrenics, specialty chemicals, and plastic pipe and polymer resins. We have about we have about $8 billion in assets and have about 4,700 employees at 40 manufacturing and research facilities worldwide. Chevron Phillips Chemical, through its owner companies, has a long history of operating in Saudi Arabia, starting in 1938 with the discovery of oil by Standard Oil of California, which evolved into Chevron eventually in the Eastern Province. Chevron Phillips Chemicals' presence in petrochemicals started in 1996, again with one of our parent companies, Chevron, when they established a presence there, is in the form of Saudi Chevron Petrochemical, which now is known as Saudi Chevron Phillips. Over the last decade, CP Chem has participated in 5 mega chemical projects in the Middle East, totaling over $11 billion in investment in the region. And a company with $8 billion of assets, we're playing kind of above our league, and that's due to the presence of our parents, Chevron and ConocoPhillips. And it also is due to the presence of very strong partners in the region. In Saudi Arabia, our primary partner is the Saudi Industrial Investment Group, or more typically referred to as SIIG. SIIG is a joint stock company, and it's the first privately owned petrochemical company in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and it's led by Chairman Sheikh Abdulaziz Al Quraishi, who is also an active participant in the US-Saudi Business Council as co-chairman. We've benefited greatly from his wisdom and leadership throughout our existence in Saudi Arabia. The partnership's a model that we build a lot of our partnerships on. It works because each partner contributes unique things to building the strengths of the companies. Overall, these partnerships make sense by sharing the risk, mitigating the risk, and each partner brings different things to the table. You know, no one entity or one company has all of the tools, all the answers to be successful, and successful partnerships are able to move ahead quickly using the combined strengths, which amazingly enough are sometimes quite different. And we've benefited in that relationship with SIIG. In our experience, these partnerships create much more value than we could have created on our own. And the diversity of thought that's brought to the table allows us to resolve situations and come up with new ideas at a startling pace. So together, Chevron Phillips and SIIG have made the following list of investments. I mentioned SCP, or Saudi Chevron Phillips. It's a 50-50 joint venture between CP Chem and SIIG, and it was started in 1996, started operations in 2000, about the same time CP Chem was formed, and we produced 790,000 tons of benzene and 360,000 tons of cyclohexane. The second project, the JCP project, again is 50-50 with SIIG and started up in 2008. We produce about 750,000 metric tons per year of styrene, a little over 200,000 tons of ethylene, and 150,000 tons of propylene. And our most recent project that I've been involved with over the last several years is the Saudi Polymers Company. The ownership's a little different there. SIIG created a company that's known as Petrochem to help facilitate an initial public offering to bring Saudi public shareholders in at a greater level. So CP Chem owns 35% of Saudi Polymers Company. Petrochem owns 65% of the entity, and SIIG is a major shareholder in Petrochem. And we're in the process of commencing operations as we speak, and we should have full commercial production within a matter of weeks. This is a full world scale cracker based on ethane and propane and some liquid cracking available from our sister companies, JCP and SCP. And we'll be producing ethylene, propylene, polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene, and 1-hexene, a comonomer for many of these polymers. Now, along the way, we were encouraged and we looked into developing even further downstream in the petrochemicals and in conversion products. And so we've undertaken with our partners SIG again an endeavor to develop a nylon 6,6 plant, and then downstream of that also have compounding and facilities that convert nylon 6,6 as well as polyethylene, polypropylene, and other polymeric materials into products that can, everything from consumer products to high density polyethylene pipe, automotive parts, electrical components, medical devices. And we've established a company called Petrochemical Conversion Company to develop these projects, and we expect these projects to come online in series all throughout the year of 2013. I'll talk a little bit more about our partnerships and our ambitious growth a little bit later, but now I want to talk about what a great place Saudi Arabia is to do business. Again, we're unique. We went into Saudi Arabia and developed a partnership with the private sector as a US-based company, and it's been extraordinarily successful. So I guess one thing I would like to have CPChem be, for those of you interested in going to Saudi Arabia, is to be somewhat of a poster child for how successful you can be in the kingdom. A lot of our success, in addition to our partnerships, is based on the infrastructure that's available in Saudi Arabia. First-class industrial cities like Jubail Industrial City, really have become the epicenters of new investment and business development in Saudi Arabia. And I can attest to the advantages of building and working in projects in the city, because we build projects all over the world, and nowhere is the infrastructure or the facilitation that's offered by the Royal Commission and Jubail Industrial Cities matched. It's really quite unique. Now, back in June, we announced the establishment of our Petrochemical Conversion Company with SIG, and we are developing those facilities in the Jubail Industrial City. You can go, Jubail Industrial City and the Royal Commission, it's like one-stop shopping where you go in and they can facilitate access to electrical power, seawater for cooling, transport and telecommunications network. You're very close to the commercial ports and the container ports in Jubail and Dammam. It's really all right there just waiting for you to step in and make some investments. And something that's not always well known is there is the access to workforce and educational facilities for the workforce, for things like Jubail Industrial College and other educational institutions. As we started up Saudi Polymers Company, we had to bring in about 940 new employees. We were able to hire entire classes of young Saudi men out of Jubail Industrial College and bring them right into our system. They're high-quality, hard-working young men. And one of the interesting things is when these young men signed up to join what we were setting up in conjunction with the Jubail Industrial College, their fathers came with them and signed a document committing them to work hard and to be committed to the endeavor. And it's been a fantastic success. Not sure you'd see that same kind of level of commitment in the U.S. For something like that. Yeah, the opportunity for continued growth and investment has never been greater in Saudi Arabia, thanks to the great support of the Royal Commission and the Kingdom. Jubail Industrial City is a testament to the vision of Saudi Arabia and of the leadership and the rapid growth in the Kingdom has experienced in recent decades. With its skilled workforce, modern infrastructure, abundant natural resources, and strategic location between East and West, Saudi Arabia really is a great place to invest and to do business in the 21st century. Chevron Phillips Chemical, with its partnerships, intends to grow and support the Saudi downstream industry, so I'll talk a little bit more about those investments that we're making. The Petrochemical Conversion Company is expected to develop a number of conversion projects along with the first nylon 6,6 plant in the Kingdom. You saw some slides referencing the National Industrial Cluster Development Program, and that's really, this nylon 6,6 facility really is an integral part of that. So if you look under the hood of your automobiles, many of the things that you see under there are made from nylon 6,6. The conversion projects would include plastic products for all kinds of downstream consumers, and really would be in a position to displace imports. And as Moyad pointed out, once you have the facilities to produce the high quality, demanding kinds of products that the consumers want, and then the demand starts to grow and snowball, and that's our expectation as well. We're building PCC on a 500,000 square meter industrial park in Jubail Industrial City with full security services, infrastructure, and utilities, and we'll really be setting up 9 separate businesses under the umbrella of PCC. The 9 world-scale businesses will be capable of standalone operations, but they will have a common service center to provide services to each one to benefit all 9 of those businesses. And while the conversion projects have not been our focus in the past, through our co-owners, Chevron, Phillips, and SIG, PCC brings a wealth of experience to deliver solid competitive projects in the Middle East, a strong history of innovation, reliable supply of Marlex polyethylene and polypropylene resins, decades of technical support to converters for these projects, and decades of experience in manufacturing polyethylene pipe. We're confident that our expertise in building profitable businesses in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will continue with these conversion projects as we bring these unique products to the market. There's much work to be done, but together with the support of the Ministry of Petroleum and the Royal Commission and other Saudi agencies, we hope to establish the foundation of a successful, globally competitive downstream industry in Saudi Arabia. In closing, we're proud of the technical and commercial success of our joint ventures in Saudi Arabia, and we deeply value our relationship with SIG and Saudi Arabia. We're particularly proud of the demonstrated and sustained safety and environmental performance of these facilities. They continually rank at the top of their sister sites within Chevron Phillips, and these facilities rank among the best in the world in environmental and safety performance. For environmental excellence, the facilities have received an Environmental Excellence Award from the Royal Commission for the last 5 years running. The award is presented annually to companies that demonstrate progressive environmental policy and sustainable development efforts within the kingdom. It honors those in the industry committed to the cause of environmental stewardship and to the efforts those efforts that exceed the Royal Commission's regulations. And don't expect to go to Saudi Arabia and have an easy ride as far as rules and regulations. We operate there, and all of our friends operate there to the highest environmental and safety standards. It's really state of the art. It's equally important to note that these units are largely operated and maintained by Saudi national employees. They're the foundation of the demonstrated world-class performance that we enjoy in Saudi Arabia. So it's been my pleasure to speak to you today about our experiences in Saudi Arabia, and I encourage you to jump on in any chance you have. Thank you.